Shalom uvracha, everybody. This week's parsha is Parashat Vayakhel-pekudei. So we are actually finishing the second book of the 5 books of Moses, the book of Shemot, Exodus. This is a powerful book because it starts with the story of how the slavery began in Egypt, and it continues with obviously the 10 plagues, the mission of Moses and Aaron to take the people of Israel out of Egypt, the splitting of the sea, the receiving of the 10 commandments in the Torah on Mount Sinai through Moses, the commandment to build the tabernacle in the desert, and all the commandments that went along with it. So it's a really powerful story because it's really going through the whole human journey, the whole human cycle, from the lowest levels to the highest levels, which in a sense is kind of part of being human. We have ascension and descension. It's always a cycle. Life is a cycle, and that's what the Torah is really about, getting us in tune with these cycles. So interestingly enough, that this Shabbat, it's one of those Shabbats where a lot of things are happening. So we're finishing the book, like we said, it's called Shabbat Chazak, because it's a strengthening that we're finishing a book. It gives us strength that we actually read through all of these parashiyot. There's a completion in that. And we know scientifically that the brain actually secretes a chemical when someone does complete something. There's a reward that the brain gives you, that God made it that way, that when we complete something good, we actually have a physical benefit that's inside of us, that's linked in with completion and achieving. So that's part of human nature also to achieve. So it's Shabbat Chazak on that end that we're finishing the second book. It's Shabbat Mevarchim, that we bless the new month, since this is the last Shabbat of Adar, and we're going to be coming into the month of Nisan, which obviously the month of Nisan is such a powerful month. It's the month of Passover, Pesach, all of these great holidays, it's called many names. It's also called the festival, the holiday of our liberation. That's Passover. It gives us that power of liberation in our life to a higher level every year, because as human beings, even though we're in the physical body, we're connected with Hashem. Our soul comes from God. We're connected to the infinite power of God. So the liberation can really be to an infinite liberation. We can keep on going higher and higher in that liberation of spirituality itself. So we're blessing that power of Nisan this Shabbat also. And we also we take out 2 Sefer Torah, we take out 2 books of the Torah. We take the first one, obviously we finish vayakhel-pekudei, the 2 parashiyot of Exodus, and in the second one we read the commandment of the new moon that God commands Moses in Egypt. That was considered the first real Torah commandment, even before we got to Torah, that we start counting the new moon. We know that we're connected to the moon, the cycles of the moon, the fact that the moon gets smaller and bigger to our vision, even though it's not really happening, but in our sight it seems that it's getting bigger and smaller. There's something energetic in that, which is also connected to this cycle that we're talking about of going from the lower to the higher. So when the moon is full, the light it's receiving that we see from the sun is completely full, and it's shining very brightly, and that's connected to us also. So we read that part in the Torah, which also talks about the commandment of Passover and those things, because obviously Pesach is coming up very soon. So we want to connect to that energy and prepare for that energy. So Shabbat Shalom. Hope you guys all love it and have a great Shabbat, and really tune in to all these energies abounding all around us. Shabbat Shalom umevorach.